So the problem stems from internal Chinese unrest, resulting in China taking a more aggressive posture, particularly now aggressively pursuing their Nine Dash Line claims in the South China Sea. This has led to multiple conflicts with other ASEAN countries in the region, as well as both frayed partnerships in the region with the United States, as well as opportunities for new ones. For the situation to resolve itself, China needs to renounce all claims to the South China Sea and abide by the internationally agreed upon boundaries. Limitations include base operations that are outlined in the Warlord. Now I'll bring your attention over to our operational approach. So we'll start with our end state. Our end state is stability in Indo-PACOM, freedom of movement, and unimpeded flow of commerce. So basically no more conflict in the Indo-PACOM region, as well as uninterrupted commerce. So we'll start with our current conditions. So number one, we have Indonesia and New Zealand influence waning with the US, but we also have Vietnam influence increasing. So our Indonesia wasn't allowing the United States to base P8 out of there for operations and exercises, and then New Zealand is possibly looking at being pulled out of our Five Eye partnership. Vietnam has been increasing their distance from China, which is providing more of an opportunity for U.S. partnership. So our lines of operation, we're going to be leveraging our diplomatic, informational, and military and economic means with a desired conditions of Chinese influence being countered. Over to our next point, or our next approach, or line of operation. So our current condition is that we just recently had a U.S. warship attacked. Chinese claimed it was a misidentification, but in order to prevent any U.S. assets or bases from being attacked in the future, increasing the readiness of U.S. assets and bases, and then warn of immediate proportional response, as well as preparing our own troops for that immediate proportional response. This is going to all be towards the desired condition of attacks on U.S. assets and bases being prevented. Our third line of operation is going to be stemming from the current condition of our Abu Sayyaf attacking the Philippine base, resulting in U.S. assets being pulled out of that area. So for our line of operation, we're going to have base infrastructure and personnel are going to be prepared to counter irregular attacks, intel sharing, and mechanisms in place to assist with targeting. That's through host nation to include the Philippines or whatever nations that we're operating out of now and in the future. And then strikes against terrorist leaders, giving them really no safe haven to run back to, so not allowing the opportunity for that offensive. Desired conditions is inhospitable conditions for extremism. There's no real opportunity for them to have a successful attack. And finally, we have Chinese attacks and aggression versus ASEAN countries, which is what's currently happening, particularly with China versus Vietnam. For line of operation, we have increased the opportunity for foreign military sales, so providing other countries different levels of foreign military sales. Intelligence sharing with countries to include Vietnam, both increasing their preparedness to go against Chinese aggression, as well as utilizing that intelligence in the region that those host nations might already have, or countries in the region might already have, and leveraging those to increase U.S. preparedness. And finally, conducting joint military exercises with ASEAN countries, both preparing their military readiness and providing more opportunity for interoperability with those countries in the case that the U.S. does get pulled into conflict. This allows for allies capable of self-defense and deterrence, basically allowing them to be self-sufficient against any Chinese aggression. And all of this is going to be towards stability in Indo-PACOM, freedom of movement, and unimpeded flow of commerce. This concludes my brief.